Welcome back to the channel, you guys. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Today, I don't know how I feel about what we're doing to the car. So I have this light bar that I used to rock on my cruise, and I bought it off Amazon or eBay or something like that, and it was one of those cheaper light bars, but it worked, and it worked very well. And for something like my cruise, which just had stock halogen lights, you know, it did actually improve the lighting. Not necessarily that's why I bought it, I just kind of bought it because I was a young little punk and I thought that would be cool in my car. But then I sold my car and I got this car and I didn't really think the light bar would go, and I painted it black in one of my videos a long time ago. If you guys want to go check it out, I'm sure you can have a little bit of torture and witness the very beginning of Robbie's channel and see a little bit of a not as good video as what I like to bring you guys today. But I painted it black, so now it's all black, and I'm actually going to be painting my headlights black on the car. I'm thinking next week or maybe the week after. So that's the light bar as it sits right now. It's a curved light bar. It's got the Cree LEDs, so it's a good one if you know anything about light bars. And then I took it all apart and painted all the inside housing black, and I think we're gonna put it right here. Now, like I said, I don't know the name or the make of this, but it's actually a really nice light bar. When it was in the cruise, it worked very well. However, there's no need to put it in here. It comes with HIDs and they're really, really good. Like, they're the projector HIDs. You don't need more lighting than that. Well, I don't need more lighting than that. So I'm not really putting this in there for lighting, and I'm not really putting it in there because I think it looks good. I just don't want it on my shelf in my room anymore. I am a little iffy about it, and I don't know how it's gonna turn out. So today we're just taking a plunge. We're gonna see how it turns out. So we're gonna have to take this whole thing off and just see what's going on. And I guess that's where we start. Look how mean this car looks without a front bumper. Every time I take this front bumper off, I just fall in love with how mean this car is. Okay, so now we have the bumper off. My theory is to put the light bar something like this. Mount it somewhere up in here. I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to put the camera down and check it out. But that's what I'm thinking of doing, is just putting it somewhere like right here. So it seems like this is like a little bit of a lip, and then there's nothing behind there. It's just like this, the bash bar goes backwards, but this is a little bit of a lip. So I'm thinking if I can get it up in here, I just have to make sure that you'll be able to see that through the grill. So this goes level with the bottom of the foam, so essentially anywhere past there that it hangs will be okay. So here, let me give you guys a visual. The bumper hangs as low as this piece, and then if you look up, there's a lip, and then behind that lip you can see there's nothing here. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna screw it right in behind that lip. This bolt will be my center point right here, right in the middle, and then I'm just gonna line that up with the center of this when I mount it up in there. I'm still a little iffy about the looks, because I don't know how much of it you'll see. It'll be kind of hidden back there, but maybe that'll be cool. Like, if it's more stealth, I guess, it's kind of hidden a little bit more. That might be a little cooler than having it, you know, like right in your face, like, here's my light bar. I don't know. First issue I'm running into is it's hitting the horn. So the horn actually hangs down at, like, right here. You can see it. And then where I want to bolt this to, you can't, because the horn is bolted up there. So I'm gonna have to unbolt the horn, and I'm thinking what I'm gonna do. If you look, this is what the horn is mounted to. So I'll unbolt that and then bolt it through the leg of this once I get it all bolted up. So for the sole purpose of being able to get my drill in here and mount the actual light bar, I took off this thingamahoosit, so I'm not really sure. Like I said, I think it's like some kind of air duct to make the air hit there. But I had to take it off to get the drill in there, so now we should be able to do that. So we just spent the last 5 minutes trying to tap into this, and it's a lot thicker than I thought. So new game plan is to hold this up to here and then drill like a tiny little pilot hole in there, which will hopefully allow the self-tapper in. I'm using like big chunky self-tappers, and they're not even making very much of a mark. So I don't know if it's like double layered where I'm trying to go. Probably is, because it's closer to the outside, so there's probably like an overlap and it's just thicker metal. But it's really just not working. It's just starting to get to me. So we're gonna do a pilot hole and then we're gonna put these in, I hope. Now what we gotta do is put it back up and then mark a hole on that side so I can do the same thing. You guys have no idea. On camera, I think that probably took like maybe a minute. We've been out here for probably 2 hours just trying to get this stupid thing on. Like, it didn't want to go on the way I thought it would. It was impossible to drill through this. This is like the hardest front crash bar, whatever you want to call it, I've ever had to drill through. I broke 2 drill bits, killed a bunch of self-tappers, and my hands and everything. So it's in there now, and this is pretty solid in there. Like, it's not gonna go anywhere, that's for sure. But it definitely was not easy, and I don't know if you guys don't have the time or the patience. This was not easy. So now the wires for this come right here. So I'm thinking that if I pull them around and kind of avoid any hot places, they can come up right here, which will shoot them right in behind my headlight kind of thing. So this is all the wiring that we have now. This is the button. This will go inside the car, and then that wire will go in whatever hole I put it in. And then basically this stuff can come over here. These are gonna plug in to what I just showed you down here. So I gotta find a place for these. I think this is actually perfect. If it goes on the outside of this, it won't get too hot. That can come up, and right around here I guess they'll plug in. And the more money you spend on a light bar and the kit and stuff, the more easy it's gonna be to assemble it. So like mine have little plug tabs that are very easy to use. Lots of them come with just like a hard wire that you have to kind of wire it yourself and figure it out. They aren't the funnest. So again, the light bar is here, the little wire is gonna come out the back, and it's just gonna go right here in between all this crap. And I have these 2 plugged in now. I'm gonna tighten those up and put some electrical tape around them and stuff to keep them dry. Then it's gonna come up right here. This has to get inside the car somehow, so probably over there. And this is my fuse box, and this stuff goes on my battery. This little thing, I've done a bunch of wiring in the last couple minutes, and this little white thing will not fit through the grommet that I'm trying to get it through. So I'm trying to pop the little wires out of this thing so that I can get it like smaller, taped all together, and shove it through there. I took them all out, and I'm gonna tape them to the end of the zip tie, and essentially I'm gonna feed the zip tie in, go on the inside, and just, I hope, pull everything through. And then this is the grommet I'm gonna use. This is the blue wire, is actually from my sub. I'm thinking that the zip tie I just shoved through got lost halfway in between. No, pull it back out. Try again. There it is. Hey! Okay, so stop. So you guys are gonna get the idea here. I'm not gonna be able to film this and pull this. Oh, maybe I can. Okay, so we are super running out of daylight. We've been doing this for a lot longer than I thought. I came out here at like 2 o'clock, thought it would take me a couple hours. Always wrong. It's almost 5:30 now. But I don't know how much you're gonna be able to see in here because it's dark, but I got my flashlight. So basically we came up and in through that grommet up there. I have my sub and this wire coming through here. Then came down, connected all the wires, which leads to the button. It was a little bit broken. I had to spend like 20 minutes trying to figure this out. But once you do it, press it, goes green for on, red for off. And if you look at the garage, you can see it actually working. So it's not super dark yet, but you can see it is working. So I'm gonna just turn it on here and come around to the front. Ooh, it actually, I don't know. It doesn't look like super, it's not as cool as I thought it would be. But I think it's gonna have a cool accent or something for the car once it's all in there. Basically what I've been up to is, like I showed you, the wiring comes here. So it comes from behind the bar, comes up, and then I've just buddied it up with the wire beside it. So I've like taped it to this wire. Then it comes up, and I have to neaten all of it up, but it comes up and goes through here. I have zip ties holding it on there and there, so it just stays to the side. And then this stuff's all a mess right now. I mounted the little fuse box thing to the battery tie down, so that shouldn't go anywhere. That's pretty solid, that'll stay there. And then I wired these in again. I'm gonna have to make that look pretty later on. And then I just ran this wire across with my sub and zip tied it there. And then it obviously all the way across, it's zip tied to make it look pretty. And then like I showed you, in through the grommet, down into the car. And then I'm just gonna take the button and I'm probably gonna mount it like up in here somewhere where it's kind of hidden and out of the way. And I can just access it from wherever I want. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna tidy this all up. I'm gonna put the bumper back on. You guys will see maybe a little bit of it, but it's getting dark pretty quickly. So I'm gonna start putting all this back together. And then like once it's dark, I'll show you how much it helps. But like I said, I didn't really do it to help. I did it for the aesthetics. So it's the next day now. Last night we just ran out of daylight, so I put the car back together. I'm not gonna blab a lot. I already showed you the wiring, how it's all hooked up, where everything's gonna go. Just coming around the car like this, you would literally never notice, and I think that's kind of cool because of how dark it's painted. It's extremely hard to even see it on the camera, but when you walk by, you can kind of tell it's there. In person, you can tell because you can see the little LEDs poking out. oh yeah, so right there you can kind of see it. I actually kind of am digging it. And so we'll come in here and I'll show you. I remember I had the horn issue, and what I did was this little shroud piece on the bottom, like the air duct piece, I actually screwed the horn down and into that. So you can't really tell, but the horn's no longer mounted up there where it was. It's now mounted down there to the plastic piece on the bottom. And like, that's a dead-on view of the car. It's honestly really not that easy to spot. Once you know it's there, it looks kind of cool. Like right there, you can tell. Like I said yesterday, I think it's kind of cool how it's a little stealth. So if I turn it on, you'll be able to see a little bit better. So that's it now. When it's on, it kind of gives you guys a better idea of what it looks like. But I don't know, I'm really a fan of how you don't see it until it's on. I don't know, something about that. I guess some people really like the light bar look. So here's last night when I shot the visuals on how much the brightness changes, so I'll catch you guys in a second. We spent a lot of time doing this today, and I don't know why it took so much longer than I thought it would, but it did. So I'm just gonna give you guys a quick look at what it looks like when the lights are on, when the lights are off kind of thing. I'm not really gonna go out on the roads and show you guys because to me it doesn't really matter. This is the garage door right now, and then this is the garage door with my nighttime lights, and then this is going to be the garage door when I add the light bar. So you can see it's not like a brighter color, but it does cover a lot more area, I guess you could say. It goes a lot higher. When you turn on the high beams and then add the light bar, again, it's not any brighter, it's just kind of covering more area. So I'll give you guys a little visual from out here as well. But that's it. I'm a little bummed out that this took 2 days instead of just the 1 day, but I actually am happier with the way it turned out. I'm super stoked that we ended up doing it. I know I was a little bit iffy at first. I still kind of am. I don't know how long I'm going to keep it there, but I'm kind of happy that I did do it. I think it looks cooler, and it's definitely better than it sitting on my shelf. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you are not already, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out, and stay committed.